kind of with these networks going, putting that money there, and if the eyeballs aren't there, what's the point? Because they're not going to make money off it from a revenue point of view. Kids aren't watching it. So what is the point? But I still think they should be investing in the future for talent, which in 5 to 10 years' time, that talent will then be, the face of their networks for whatever show it is. So I think there's got to be some sort of shift in the program, but I'm not dead against them going, why would we spend all this money for nothing? When we were doing it, all of us, there was an audience there. And that made sense.
Well, part of that was, and I'm older than all of you, but when I started on kids television in 2006, there was 5 channels of television. There was no Go, there was no Gem, there was no ABC3. It didn't exist. So if you, as a kid in Australia, if you were watching, YouTube existed, but realistically, YouTube was still in its early stages of like working out what it was. It was just sort of like you could look up something funny, got a woman smashing grapes or something, and so for us, whether it was us on Kids WB on 9 or the Disney guys, that was the main thing, maybe, and then some ABC kids stuff as well. So we knew we had eyeballs. We were it in a bit. And I saw that sort of turnover happen gradually because we got introduced to Go. So we started doing our show on both Channel 9 Live proper and Go as well. So we had 2 audiences now, and then that developed. And then, even Instagram and Twitter and all the sort of social media stuff that, we see now, that wasn't even, no one even thought about that. It didn't even exist at that point. So watching it develop, I wish I kind of knew, obviously it's the benefit of hindsight. I wish I knew what I know now about what was coming, because I think the preparation would have been there for right, let's start to think of ideas of how we can broaden it. But of course, you can't do that at the time. You're so focused on making television in a traditional sense in a studio with a crew that the guys who were making Kids WB back when I was doing it were the same crew who did Hey Hey It's Saturday and every big show on Channel 9. It was an exciting place to be, but we certainly weren't forward thinking about how to make content for the internet. I mean, that just seemed stupid.
Mate, I'm guilty of that 100%. I think I particularly for my career, I'm stuck in one way of how to make TV, and it was always big studio stuff with a lot of crew, and the lighter and lighter it got, and the more of a one woman or one man show it got, the less I got involved. It just got too fast for me, too rapid, and I was like, I'm out. I can't compete, man. Like, while I was doing all of that, the next generation were learning how to do it all by themselves. And so by the time I was like, I realized what's happened and what's needed, the younger generation were all like, see you later, dude. We're doing it.
Yeah. We're fossils, mate. Yeah. And here comes Grace. Grace comes along and just dominates.
So here's my thought. I think I kind of started ABC3 while it was still somewhat in its prime. And then by the time I'd left, it sounds rough to say, but the decline was just so, it was heartbreaking because I started when there was a full crew and it was still exciting. And yes, there was this weird energy sometimes where people were like, oh, we're a bit tired. We've been doing the same thing over and over for about 5 years. But then by the time I'd left, there was just no one left. We had one lighting guy, one camera operator. It was so small, and the budget just got smaller and smaller. The crew got smaller and smaller, and everyone's their spirit got smaller because everyone was just well, this is just shit. It's not fun, and there's no point in doing it because no one's watching. So it was this weird energy. So I totally agree with we need to be kind of targeting kids where they are because they're just not on TV anymore. They're not watching TV.
Yeah, but they're going to be in trouble in 5 to 10 years' time when, big sponsors like the Coca-Colas and the sponsors like that need serious hosts interviewing very big artists or interviewing, under huge amounts of pressure live at sporting events or whatever the event is. And all these kids that are filming in their apartments at the moment or doing TikToks and they're jump cutting it, they can do 1 million takes of it. They don't have all these sweaty old men and women that are part of the crew holding a boom and a jib and all that sort of stuff. And they don't have that experience. So I'm really intrigued to see how that translates and where they're going to get their experience from. Because you can't just go from one to the other. And I'm telling you this from interviewing them at the moment, the YouTubers, and they give you nothing. And we're there to plug what they're doing. And they've released a book and you're talking about it and they just don't really get the game. in terms of translating it from their bedroom into when it's in an environment where there's sponsors and ads and advertisers.
Mate,
100%.
Yeah, on the YouTube chat, like, we had a work experience kid on ABC3. She was like 16, came in. She's like, I have a YouTube channel, but I love making TV. And we're like, okay, great. You're awesome. Kept in touch, whatever. She's Georgia Productions, and she now has like she's nearly at 1 million subscribers. She employed me last year to host shows. And I'm just like,
well, can I say, Grace, can I match that? When I was doing Pyramid, which is a kids game show on Channel 9 back in the day, and we would shoot like 6 or 7 episodes a day. So we had kids from schools in the studio audience, and then they'd come on the show, and we'd have celebrities who play with the kids, and it was a lot of fun. Anyway, we had a girl who came in to do like audience warm up, and she was just a random. I don't know how they found her, or she knew one of the crew or something, and she said to me one day, she's like, I really hopefully one day want to be on, TV and do content. I was like, yeah, cool. Good. Have a like, obviously very supportive. Everyone's always been very supportive of me. She used to play ukulele to the kids and make them laugh. And I was like, good luck to you. Good luck to you, lady. Anyway, her name's Tanya Hennessy, and now she's one of the biggest, stars online, and she's doing all the stuff on social media, and she's on Channel 10, and so it's amazing. You see these people come along, and you think, good luck. I hope it all works out for you, and then it does.